This is Anime Out of Context, a comedy review podcast hosted by a weeb of the highest order, alongside a cynical man who knows nothing about anime. Our show features spoilers, explicit language, and poor fact-checking. Neither of our hosts are experts on any topic, and none of their opinions should be taken as fact. Thank you for listening, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
And I've got friends in high places, if you know what I mean.
I'm Sean Rollins.
I'm Remington Chase.
Remington, it's gotta be said, man, you've been looking kinda sad lately.
Yep. I have had my life force drained, and I've been tilted off the face of the planet, for about the past month on this podcast.
Yeah, and I really should apologize for you on that behalf, but, you know, man, I don't always choose the way these things go, you know? Sometimes people make suggestions and I just listen.
I disagree with the notion that you are absolved of all responsibility.
Well, we have an audience, Remington. All 5 people who listen to us are very dependent on making sure that their favorite animes are talked about. And, you know, we got some recommendations, and I thought that I would, appease them.
Well, I can't wait to hear what the people have suggested this week, Sean.
Well, Rem, nobody's ever suggested this anime.
Fuck them, I guess.
So, you know,
we have a backlog of literally hundreds of anime that people want us to do.
And we'll get to them. I've been very good about that. Though some people are insistent that I've not been because their anime of choice has not shown up yet. But hey, guess what, guys? You know how many anime there are? To quote Remington, too many.
And nonetheless, Sean has decided, fuck all y'all, he's going rogue this week. So, all right. So what are we watching that no one has recommended we do?
Well, it's primarily the reason I'm deviating, Remington, is because we've done a lot of recommendations lately. And I figured that I needed to find something that would be good for you, you know? I needed something that would bring you some kind of catharsis, you know, help you with your emotional state, help you with, your attentiveness, your hope for humanity. Something that would just, really warm the cockles of your cold, dead heart.
All right, well, I'm going to wait to get my hopes up in any way before I figure out what the fuck it is, so...
So Rem, what do you think is one of the biggest problems with a lot of the anime we've covered, especially recently?
That they're god-awful.
Okay, but more specifically, from a character perspective, what is one of the biggest problems that you always have had with anime?
The lack of development in characters, bland bitch protagonists who have power fantasy bullshit.
Yeah. So, like, the bland bitch protagonist thing, that's always been one of our reoccurring issues with anime.
Hell yes.
So I've gone out of my way to find an anime with a protagonist that is probably one of the most interesting protagonists I have ever seen.
Okay.
Yep, and I say this because the protagonist of this series is unlike any other, yet at the same time, he's kind of like a lot of protagonists. You know, he deviates so much that it is like a whole new character.
All right, so far you've said next to nothing, but a lot of words to do it.
As you do. I will say, Ren, this is a short form anime.
Okay, already that is promising because short form it's quick, it's easy, there's less of it.
Yep. There's only 4 minutes per episode, so we can get through the whole season in like an hour. Not hard.
Cool, perfect. Okay, ideal.
Yep, and it doesn't consume a bullshit rule either because it's short form.
Yep.
And I figured that this would be just the thing to help you get over your sadness and your loneliness streak, Rem. Because the protagonist of this particular anime, the anime is called One Room, by the way.
All right, is the setting a single room?
It's actually 3 different rooms.
All right, well, I feel lied to already.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. That happens a lot. See, it's how they trick you.
They promise you with an isolated room, and then there's like, oh, look, it's another. And you're like, oh, god damn it.
What a twist. And the protagonist of this is very interesting. His name is Remington Chase.
Excuse me?
And he is very interesting, I have to say.
Wait,
would you like to?
No, excuse
What?
what's happening right now? What's going on?
Well, I'm just telling you, the protagonist of this anime is Remington Chase. What's the problem?
Well, let me put it this way. I think that it is exceedingly unlikely that you have found a show with a character by my name.
What, and you think it's even less likely that that character would not only have your name and also be the protagonist of the series?
Yeah,
and also be an interesting character?
It just seems like a stretch, to put it simply, Sean. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm there's alarm bells.
Rem, what I'm trying to say is you're about to live your lifelong dream.
Oh god.
Rem, you're about to become an anime protagonist.
Definitely not my lifelong dream. One of the furthest things from it, Sean.
Oh, okay, that's fair. We've only been doing the podcast for a little over 2 years, so I suppose if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty of it.
Okay. What the fuck is happening? What are we doing? What's happening right now?
Well, Remington, the anime called One Room is a very interesting experimental anime with a very interesting premise. So here's the synopsis. Having just moved into a new apartment building, Yui Hanasaka makes a customary visit to greet her new neighbor. When she learns that he is an upperclassman at the university she aspires to attend, she asks for his help to pass her entrance exam.
This is gonna be some bullshit like POV nonsense? Is that what's happening?
Well, Remington.
Oh, no!
Congratulations.
Oh, no!
You get to be an anime protagonist and meet your cute new roommate or apartment mate, neighbor.
So this is a show for lonely weebs who feel like they need a conduit for friendship.
So it's perfect for you, Remington.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Look, man, you've been really sad, so I figured getting you an opportunity to have somebody to talk to would be very cathartic.
First of all, I'm not talking back to the screen. Second of all, like, this ain't gonna be no Dora the Explorer nonsense where it's just like, oh, senpai. It's like, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. But second of all, more importantly, oh God, this already feels cringy as fuck.
Oh, but Remington, haven't you always wanted to have a cute neighbor that you can just talk to about school?
Not really? Not really.
Okay. You know what? That's fair. That's understandable. What about being an older brother to a cute little sister?
Definitely not that one. Definitely the furthest thing from that one.
Okay, wouldn't you like to reunite yourself with your childhood friend who is now a very popular singer?
Maybe. That one is the only one that seems like it would be, like, really pleasant.
Well, I've got some good news for you, Remington.
So there's 3 different, I guess, storylines? I don't even know how to, like, describe what the fuck is happening.
Well, I think it's pretty straightforward, Remington. You're the protagonist, and you're going to have 3 different girls talk to you throughout the season. And they're going to talk to you about their problems. They're going to be all moe and adorable, and you're going to hate yourself every waking moment of it.
Oh, God. All right. Okay. Fuck you, Sean. And I think this is a terrible idea.
Look, man, it's an experimental show. You love experimental shows.
That I do. However, I can't imagine that it's going to be too wildly unique when it comes down to it. I think I got a hunch it might use some very, very familiar elements of anime storytelling.
Oh, but Remington, it can't be that bad. After all, it just got a 3rd season.
Oh, God. There's so
That's
many.
airing right now. That's right, we're being relevant again.
Oh, the poor lonely weebs. All right, okay, you know what? I'll try to go in open-minded. I'll try.
Yeah, and you only have to watch all 12 episodes of the 1st season. It's not much. So with that being said, Remington, let's go watch, or rather, you should go watch One Room. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after consuming the entire first season of One Room. And Remington, I hope that the self-reflection that you went through was inspired. Did it really make you grateful for the things we have in life?
Sean?
Yes?
I think after watching the entire first season of One Room, I think that I may be my least favorite protagonist of all time.
Oh, but Rem, I thought you liked yourself.
I thought that too. I thought I had fairly healthy self-esteem most of the time. I don't know, man. It's come plummeting down.
Oh, but Rem, I thought that, since it's Thanksgiving and all, that this would be like the perfect opportunity for you to really inner reflect on yourself, you know?
Well, you know what? Let's delve right into my apparent life story, shall we, Sean?
Absolutely.
So, first of all, episode 1 opens up. We can see that it's gonna be shoujo as fuck. And so I meet my new neighbor. I do not remember any of their names.
But Rem, there's only 3.5 characters in the show.
Their names are never even said. They're in the titles, that's it. So it doesn't really matter.
The first one was Yui.
Good old Yui. So meet Yui. And I'm a lonely man, Sean, so I cannot stop ogling her, including with, I'm gonna deem it like my third eye, because not only from my normal eyes, like as I'm staring at her, no, I can get all sorts of angles all around at any point.
Oh, really? The way I see it was like you're just talking to her, and then mid-conversation, you take a sidestep and look at her from behind and beneath.
No, Sean, that would be too crude. I'm using my pervy third eye. And that's unfortunately the superpower I've been cursed with. That's what I'm stuck with.
That's your quirk?
Yup.
The perv eye.
We meet, we hang out, at one point. I walk her home, and then she's super freaked out. We're attending generic school number 1 together, and she needs help to study and learn.
Yep.
Cool. Episode 2, we actually I start studying with her and tutoring her in subject number 1, maybe math. I don't know.
Hold on. You're tutoring her. How do you not know?
It's all kept quite vague in general. She needs help with a problem. I assume it's school related. Who knows, man? Then, unfortunately, our apartment complex, wouldn't you know, there's a water outage. And so we both realize, we need to go to the public bath. So we decide to walk over there together. It's also at this point that as I'm watching my life story, I feel cripplingly sad for those who enjoy it. I just this isn't even me like making fun of them or taking a jab. I just genuinely I feel a bit sorry for them. Not even the worst, it's not even in like a funny way. Like normally I'm just roasting them. This one I'm just like, are you okay? It's not great. But pushing right through, Sean. Episode 3, she's thankful for something I don't really understand.
Well, I mean, you're being such a good neighbor.
Yeah, for helping her study, I guess. So she cooks us a meal, we eat it. It's pleasant. But then as she's putting something away, she finds my hentai magazine, my erotic manga, and she's understanding, but obviously embarrassed.
I mean, yeah, that'll happen when you go around searching for other people's personal books, as it were. Yeah,
I mean, it was sort of my fault for like having it cover out, pretty just like strewn around.
Mm-hmm.
But she was understanding, so it's fine. She worries a bit about like grades and stuff. She really needs to do well on these tests to get into a good university. As she's studying, she falls asleep, and she's embarrassed about that, but she shouldn't be. And that's episode 3. Episode 3, pretty straightforward, pretty plain, nothing too notable. Okay. Episode 4, it's wintertime now.
Oh wow, you've been with her for a while, I guess.
Yeah, we've been neighbors for a hot minute, and she's
Exactly
about
12
to do
minutes, by the way.
Yes, exactly 12 minutes still now. And she's super nervous, so I'm like, don't worry, here, have an academic success charm. Which feels like a very specific charm. But
it's a very common thing in Japan. You go to visit a
like not just success, but specifically academic success.
Yes. Yeah, there are all kinds of little charms at various Shinto shrines for various things, and academic success is a very popular one.
Well, cool. And fortunately, that charm gets her to pass. Fuck all of the tutoring. Lord, no, I hardly knew what I was tutoring. So it was all the academic success charm.
Well, that's basically what it's like to be on my side of the microphone, by the way.
So we go for a walk in the cherry blossoms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I hide behind a very conveniently placed tree. And she shares her parents' backstory with me.
In a very
'cause she
natural
hasn't-
and organic way.
Yeah, she's never told me about her folks before, so this is nice to learn. I'll be honest, we've really only tutored. It's been a very cordial, formal type relationship. She wants to go to the public bath again. It's implied more as a date, and then I don't know if she's implying more, but then she asks if she can stay with me forever. Which she does take it very, very well when I say no. You could be forgiven for thinking that I said yes, that we will stay together forever. But no, I definitely said no. As can be reinforced by the fact we never see her again. So So canonically, I did just tell her no, that she cannot stay with me forever. I'm glad she passed the test. She's a good neighbor, but it's not gonna work out like that, unfortunately. So we're done with the neighbor girl. Never see her ever again. She took it well in the moment, but maybe she was actually a little bit jaded. I don't know.
It's hard to tell, romance is difficult when you're that age.
Yeah, we just ghost each other. It's awkward now.
Which is weird considering you live next door, but hey.
Hey, man, you can hear the door open, when they're coming and going, so you can time it out pretty well. So then, episode 5. My sister arrives, Jean.
Oh, I didn't know you had a sister.
Oh boy, do I! And she's come to visit me in Tokyo. She sent me a message like late the night before of just being like, I'm coming over. And then she's annoyed that I was sleeping when she arrived, and it's like, hey, bitch, I got my own life. You can't text me in the middle of the night and expect it all to go hunky dory. But
Ren,
she's
you
complaining
do like
that
to
it's
sleep
hot. It's true, Sean. My sister's complaining that it's like too hot. Tells me to turn on the AC. I tell her money doesn't grow on trees. And I'm a broke ass college student, so that won't do. She complains about the empty fridge, and I establish once again, bitch, I am a broke millennial. You're like 11. You don't understand. And so she kindly brings some food, which is nice. Then after I get home from work, she realizes that work makes me very sad. Which is accurate. She's really just realizing the millennial reality that even though she is a Zoomer, she will learn in due course. Our future is fucked. Don't worry, sister. You'll see it firsthand in a few years. So then at one point she's like, oh, I thought you'd just be living all carefree, but you just seem tired all the time. And it's like, that's adulthood, baby.
Yeah.
Welcoming to my crippling ennui. All right, so then we get to episode 6. Episode 6 opens with our sister, with my sister offering to fuck.
Wait, hold on. This is only episode 2 of your sister. What are you trying to say?
She's like, hey, I don't know, I could give you some food, or I could give you me, which is very forward. And we settle on I'm exhausted physically and existentially, so I don't let her fuck me, but I do let her give me a massage.
And because as we all know, that never leads to fucking.
Well, she starts speaking all weird, and once again, it's very clear my sister wants to fuck me. So I start asking her about, like, does she have a boyfriend? Mostly just. She doesn't, unfortunately. I think she takes it as a flirty thing, but I'm really just trying to tell her to date guys her age, also in the 5th grade. And I don't think that comes across. I probably should have been much, much more blunt, but unfortunately I wasn't. We argue over the remote for a while. She makes me food, and then she wonders where the fuck I am, and realizes I'm on the balcony, and we watch fireworks on the balcony. Which is a pleasant and totally fine experience with no romantic undertones.
Oh, that's good, because you don't want to have romantic undertones with your sister, especially not your little sister.
Yeah, it would be non-ideal, to say the least. So episode 7, it's my day off. And my sister is telling me, you gotta do something on your day off, like clean, which is the last thing I want to do. She starts cleaning. I don't do anything at all. I do jack shit to contribute.
Hold on. But isn't it your apartment?
It is, but it's also my day off, so get fucked. And so, my sister, she wants to clean the closet. The door is stuck because, unfortunately, that is where I have hidden my hentai after my neighbor found it.
See, you learned. You learned from the first time that it's best not to keep it as open as possible.
Yeah, unfortunately, my sister, she just breaks open the stuck closet, finds the hentai, starts yelling at me for it. Which it's not my fault nor my problem. It was in a private place this time. She shouldn't have gone intruding. I probably should have said something, but I was half asleep or something. Who knows? So then, she's showering, and apparently, we're out of shampoo. So I go in to give her shampoo, and I see far more than I ever should of my 11-year-old sister. And so, I then get blackout drunk, just fucked up on booze. Presumably,
after seeing
to
such
drown.
a traumatic sight, it makes some sense.
Yeah. Like, she already has made it very clear that she wants to fuck, and now that I've seen her naked, I don't, it has bad implications, so I get drunk. She disapproves, but I'm in the abyss. She also burns my hentai, which is pretty fucked up, because that's my property.
Not to mention, some of those books are expensive.
Yeah, so just real unfair. Finally, we get to episode 8. She's consoling me. I told her to go home, and get the fuck out, and she was like, why? And it's like, oh, so many reasons. You really need to go back to our parents right now. And she's like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. Which is not how that conversation should go.
No.
We are walking one day, and she starts talking about why I'm single, and I come up with the excuse that, oh, well, I just can't meet people, which is, you know, there was the neighbor that I blatantly rejected, but ignoring that one, then sure, it's a fine excuse. Mostly I'm just uncomfortable with the conversation and want to steer away from it. To which my sister says, well, if you don't find any girl, I might just have to nominate myself. Just kidding. I would describe this as an irregular thing to say.
About your older brother?
And I know she is not kidding, but I try to ignore it anyway. And then we go on the train to drop her off home and get her the fuck out of my life. She says she'll visit in the spring, which I guess means in a year, because winter just happened. And now winter's over, so, like, I guess now we're in spring and she'll visit in a year. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But it provides me a year to avoid her and never talk to her.
To move out and hopefully never have her find your address ever again.
Hopefully she finds someone her age.
Yes.
All right, final arc. We never talked to the sister again. Now, episode 9. Episode 9, it starts off with a flashback. I'm just remembering an old friend of mine, right?
Right.
And then I'm hanging out with her. She sings in the park. We start talking. I tell her that the park is dangerous, you know. Someone was kidnapped last week. A month ago, someone was stabbed. It's very dangerous. She doesn't understand. She wants me to come to her place. It's like, cool, all right. Let's go to her place. We reminisce through a scrapbook of photos without either of us in them, which is, you know, memories.
Oh, do you remember this? No. Oh, well, it was pretty good.
Just like showing a picture of Windows desktop photos and just being like, ah, yes, those great green hills, remember? As we do.
Yep.
Then we discuss our dreams. I've always wanted to be a novelist. She's always wanted to be a musician. We both are talk about those dreams and promise each other we're going to strive towards them. Which great news. Next episode, she went to an audition. She got to the second round of auditions. To celebrate that, we eat food, play games. She gets a little bit drunk. Presumably I get a little bit tipsy as well, so we're both a little bit tipsy. She's annoyed that the director asked her to be sexy, and so she wants to do a simulation. And I mean, I'm drunk, and this is my old best friend who, obviously from the backstory provided, I've been crushing on ever since. So sure, let's do a weird relationship simulation. After the simulation, she's like, you know, if I don't succeed in being a musician very quickly, I'm gonna give up forever, which is not how that should go at all. She's a bit neurotic. Obviously in this world, she's the only one that I actually have a crush on, but at the same time, she's a little bit of a crazy bitch.
Wow. I mean, that's your childhood friend, Remington. Shouldn't you have some nicer things to say about her?
Well, no, she's great. She's passionate. She's fun to be around, but she is a little bit neurotic. A little bit off her rocker. So, episode 11, she's singing in the park and it starts raining, so she asks for me to come help or something. I come help out with something. Not really sure why I'm there. But we go back to her place, where we take a shower separately, of course. Once she's done with her shower, I've gotten her mail and there's a rejection letter, and she's sad about it. She starts bemoaning it. She's like, oh man, I'm sorry, I got all depressing again. Which, I mean, as we learned from my sister, I am plenty depressing as is, so it doesn't really matter. I live the saddest life around, so like,
It's amazing that she didn't get depressed on walking in with you, eh?
Yeah, truly. So my childhood best friend, she catches a cold, so I decide to visit her, right? Help take care of her. Then she tells me after I help her out and she's feeling a bit better, I stay the night. She's like, all right, I've decided to go home. Then you don't have, I've decided to go home. We both have dreams. Don't you want to be a novelist? You don't have time to be nice to me. And I have no idea what the fuck. Like, once again, I mentioned she's a bit neurotic. Yeah, this conversation is proof of it. She's going a little bit crazy. At this point. Episode 12 opens up and we get flashbacks to the 12 minutes we've spent together. And it's really... Oh, memories.
What a 12 minutes. What a romantic endeavor they were.
She's gone to a nice pretty river and a field. I don't know if she started to go home or if she's just by a river. I don't know exactly where it is, but I run into her at this river and she's surprised to see me. And I'm like, hey, here's my novel about you. Which, Sean, genuinely, this is separate from the show.
Yes.
I think have I ever told you about the time that I had a novel where one of the characters was loosely based on someone I knew. One of the main characters was loosely based on someone I knew. And I let them read the book, not thinking much of it. And then they decided they were in love with me and not their boyfriend. Did I ever tell you that story? It's a hell of a story.
Oh God, yes.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's a whole can of worms.
Yeah, that resonates a bit too deeply, but whatever. I give her that, and she's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't go home and give up on all of my dreams. Because she was worried she was gonna ruin the both of us, whatever the fuck that means. So after that, we decide to move in together, Sean. We move in together, a proper couple. We put a picture of just her on the nightstand, like any good relationship.
Oh man, we're such a good couple. Let me just put this picture of myself up. There we go. That'll work.
And hopefully we last until springtime next year, so that when my sister visits, I have an excuse for her to not be fucking weird. And that is One Room, Sean. That is the story of One Room.
Well,
good God.
It sounded very experimental, Rem.
You say experimental, I say abomination upon God and man. We have different points of view.
Yeah.
But truly, Sean, the thing that really hits me, and I had to, separate myself because the crippling reality of this was just too much to bear. Just watching the show for me to, be able to make fun of it later with you, obviously, that's not the worst experience. I think it's manageable. But watching the show sincerely? Oh no. Hey fellas and ladies, if you're in this position, if you feel so alone, so isolated that you're turning to shows like One Room for some semblance of a parasocial relationship, there are better options out there. There are better options. All right. First of all, obviously, relationships aren't the only type of social validation out there. Just getting a really supportive and appreciative group of friends, that can be really worthwhile and really good. And that can satisfy a lot of those fundamental human needs of validation and feeling social support that we can have, right? But even further, for those who do want a relationship, first of all, you gotta work away from those insecurities as much as possible. You gotta work on loving yourself, feeling confidence. And if you're like, oh, but I'm X, Y, or Z, these traits that I don't like, you don't need to feel shame in those traits you don't like. You can work on improving those traits. And even while you're improving them, you don't need to feel shame or guilt. Love yourself as you are and strive to progress even further. That's what you should all be doing. All right. And it's like, oh, if you actually wanna meet people, all right, two things to keep in mind. Number one, strive to put yourself out there. Go out to places, obviously not during a pandemic, but join clubs where you have interest. If you're into D&D, find some D&D groups. If you're into writing, find some writing groups. If you like stand-up comedy, do some open mic nights, etc., etc. Just find communities that are into stuff that you like. And then this is gonna be the tough bit. If you find people you're interested in, establish bonds with them, and then take the leap, ask them out, express interest, and sometimes you'll be rejected. That's fine. That's okay. That shouldn't be the biggest thing in the world. It is not a condemnation of you as a person, okay? Some people just not meant to be. They may not be in a place in their life where they're ready to be in a relationship, or they may just not have chemistry with you, which is totally fine. Everyone has different preferences. It doesn't mean that you are any lesser. If you do it, cool. All right, you can still have a friendship with them moving forward. Just keep trying. Move on. It'll work out eventually, I assure you. Just keep those principles in mind. That's a little wholesome life lesson from Remington, from me to all of the fans of One Room.
Oh, Rem. I know you're pretty far into the abyss right now, bud, but...
I'm far in the abyss, but here I am. My goal with this is just to pull some people out of it, Sean. Because as far as I am, there are people much, much further.
You're yanking them out of the perpetual muck. You are pulling fucking Atreyu out of the mud to raise them into a better place. So
if you are stuck in the tar pit, don't worry. It's okay that you're there and you can get out and it will be okay.
Oh, so Rem, I have to ask, not the final question, but what do you think this is rated on Mal, out of curiosity?
Oh, no. Okay, wait. All right, so here's my thinking. Here's my thought process, all right?
Right.
Number one, it's short form, which will lead to lower ratings because of how Mal does it, right?
Correct.
So it's easier to watch all of it, even if you don't necessarily love it or even like it, and then your rating will be weighted more heavily. So it's going to automatically be lower. Second, it's weird and experimental. I've learned weebs, they like the formula. If you go away from the formula, that's a minus. In favor of One Room, all the lonely weebs. All the lonely weebs, there you go. That's a big bonus. So it's like 2 steps back, 1 step forward, right?
Right.
So say our default is 7, which it tends to be. Let's just have the 2 steps back. We go to 5, 1 step forward. We go to 6. I'm going to say 6. I'm going to say the rating is 6, which is very low for most shows that we do. But for all of these factors, I think is reasonable.
Okay. Well, Rem, you're right. Only about 30,000 people have decided to comment on this.
Yep. Yep.
And now you're gonna have to prepare yourself for this one.
If it's like a 9, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna end myself right here and now. I won't. Oh my god.
Well, Rem, with 30,000 votes, this holistic anime score is
I swear to God.
5.58.
Oh, thank God. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
So I actually
Rem, nobody likes this show. Fucking nobody likes this show. The only people that
Okay, good.
like it's heavily weighted in the 6 category, and that's only because it's 4 minutes long and they can't comment on much more than that.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, here's the thing. I wouldn't even rate it like that low. Like I gave. I mean, I would rate it lower than, like, what it's rated on Mal. But compared to other things I've rated, like, for example, Irregular at Magic High School that we did, where I rated, I think, a 2.5 out of 10.
Yep. We've gotten some emails already, by the way.
One room would be rated higher than Irregular at Magic High School.
Oh, no.
Not by much, but it would be higher.
Oh.
I think I would rather watch more One Room than more Irregular at Magic High School.
Well, good news for you, Rem. There's 2 more seasons.
Oh, fuck.
Plus
I've
a
spoken
third,
too soon.
plus a spin-off season where the main character is actually presumed to be female, and it's a bunch of dudes. And
See,
all of
one
them
of the
are
one of the
about
problems
same.
one of the problems with this show, due to the format, it can't do a whole lot. Like, it can't build characters or make interesting decisions. It needs to be pretty goddamn vanilla, as well as extremely vague on nearly everything. Like, the fact that they turned the protagonist into a novelist was unironically the boldest decision they did, because they added a character trait to the empty slate.
Yep.
So it was bold. And you know, one thing, I have a question, John. What's an original song at the end with the friend? Was that an original song? Because by no means was it like the best song ever, but if it was an original song, then I think it's relatively impressive.
That is fairly possible. I honestly don't know off the top of my head. But more often than not, a project this small isn't likely to pay for a very popular licensed tune.
Yeah, no, I thought the little song they did was pretty good for a song in a show like this. I would rate the show like a 3.5 out of 10, I think, is where it's ending up.
A glowing review, Rem. A glowing review.
Compared to the past, like, month of shit you've given me, Sean, I'm struggling. I'm floundering, all right?
So Rem, does this put things into perspective for you? Are you truly grateful for all the things that you have?
You know, I am grateful, on this day, I am grateful that I have never needed I've never needed to find comfort in a show like One Room. I'm grateful that I have my life instead of alternate Remingtons here. I'm grateful for those things. But that's about all I can muster for now.
Well, I'm gonna add a little bit more trivia to you before we end here. So this originally came out in 2017, right?
Yep.
And the producer of this show is a little animation studio called Smearall Animation. They have done nothing good. The closest thing they had to a success was the Junji Ito collection. But here's the thing, Junji Ito is very hard to animate. and they did not do a good
That's
job.
fair.
We might cover that
no.
at some point in the future, just so you can see what travesty it is. But that's not why I'm bringing this up. I'm bringing this up because they also had a hand in the second season of a show called Anitori XX. Does that sound familiar to you, Rem?
No?
Well, that's fine. I mean, it's been a while since we've done it.
Maybe it should be, but
that's just the name of its sequel series. The first season was just simply called Anitori EX or Anime Ga Training EX.
oh no! All right, so they just specialize in this short form, sexualized, pretending to be wholesome nonsense.
Which, the weirdest part, Rem, not the first season, not the one we watched, but the second season.
That's so weird.
Yeah, no, when I was doing research for the show, I was like, wait a minute, that looks familiar, but the name is different. Wait, hold on. Oh, it had a second season. Oh no, it's from a different studio, and oh no, they also made a bastard of poor Junji Ito's work. Oh god. So, the future, Rem, is bright. You know why? Because this studio is never it may keep shoving out crap, but the good news is we know for a fact that if we have to watch it, we know what to expect.
Oh god. See, the problem is, like, I think our episodes on this kind of bullshit and Animated Training X, it leads to good episodes. But also nobody is going to listen to these episodes, as we've learned.
No, that's kind of why I planned it on the Thanksgiving week, because I figured, hey,
just provide an episode that no one needs to actually interrupt their Thanksgiving to listen to.
Nope, exactly.
How considerate.
Not to mention that I needed something quick, dirty, and easy because things have been crazy lately. You can attest to this. But with that being said, Remington, I have one final question to ask you. Any chance you'd like to sit down and watch the rest of One Room with me sometime?
Only if it is in lieu of something else. In of itself? No. As a replacement for the normal terrible anime we watch? I don't know. It's over shorter, so maybe.
All right, and with that, thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you would like to support us, I have a couple ways for you to do so. First and foremost, you can leave a review on whatever platform you listen on, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, or helping us grow by word of mouth is an excellent way to do it. But if you would like to support us even more directly, then you can head on over to Anime Out of Context. No, that's not right. That's not how you say that. Fuck. I've had a long day.
You doing okay there, bud?
I'm fucking exhausted, Rem. Let's try that one more time. But if you'd like to support us more directly, then you can head over on to patreon.com/animeoutofcontext, where you can gain access to all kinds of lovely bonus content, including having the opportunity to have Rem horribly mispronounce your name live on the podcast. So, Rem, who are we thanking this week?
As always, I would like to send our thanks to all of our bland bitch protagonists, as well as our magical girls. But moving on a tier up, we reach our yandere waifus, who, I don't know, I was gonna make some reference about this show, because, like, this is a romantically inclined show, but, like,
It's
there's
so vapid
really
and
not
empty
much.
you can't?
Yeah, there's nothing to riff off of, so I really can't, unfortunately. Oh well. So, yandere waifus, Cheese Monkey, Sarah Birch, Kazu Morocco, Remington Chase, having Remington read the B-movie script 1 week at a time, Juliana, Salty Pretzel, Glenn Michael Dolan, Jacob Livingston, H. Wood, Farmer, how about some Silver Spoon Weeb, Alexander Naciensenyo, Remhub, Andrew Rowicki. I have the absolutely most astonishingly voluptuous 5-head in all existence. Matthew B., Devin McCutcheon, Sage Schiffner, Reverse Kismo, What Are You Doing, Stepshawn? Still hate it. Sean Onichan Daisuke, Ready to Be Isekai'd, Kenneth Reed, Remington Merrill. I'm Remington Chase, and as always, fuck your sister, Alex from Aussie, Apostle of the Church of Remington, Snap Snips, Ichigo 015 Simp. 015. I know he prefers it that way. Why do you revisit trash shows more often than good shows? Great fucking question. Bonesaw, Old Man Rom, Joshua Valls, Remington is not a man of culture, Foxen Boy, The Booty Knight, Andrew Sinclair, Jax, Dark Swarm 713, Kim McClaughley, Kitty, John Menenga. Thank absolutely every single one of you. You are all phenomenal. But we move on. We go over across the pond. We're going to Hogwarts. Normally I like to give some Hogwarts themed nonsense here. And I had a decent one planned, but I don't want to waste like the one decent one that I have right now, so I'm gonna instead have a shit one.
Oh, okay. Because all of your other ones have been so good. Like last week's was so clean, so pristine. You could just blindly sort them into Hogwarts houses.
No, I've definitely done that before.
Have you? It seemed
Yep,
like so obvious and dumb that you never would have considered it.
No, so instead, what I'm going to do, it's, all right, here we are. Here's words that you can create from the letters in Harry Potter's name.
You're shitting me. You are shitting me. That is simultaneously the stupidest and most brilliant one you've ever had.
All right, so we have Spicy Log Horizon is one of the best written isekai, use the BS rule hot take. And you get the word portrayer. That is so bad. Delita Perez, you get pyorrhea, not diarrhea. No. We're talking about pyorrhea, which apparently is an inflammation of the teeth.
That's worse.
What the fuck?
I feel like that's worse.
What the fuck?
Like, you at least know what one is and you can prepare for it, but I feel like if that happened, what the fuck?
Oh, God, that's pretty fucked right there. All right, then we move on to Miguel De Leon. Miguel, you are getting parroter. Good old parroter. As in you're a parroter of all of our ideas and notions. That's what you get, Miguel. We have Pilkster, the Symphogear advocate. Pilkster, you are going to get fratry. P-H-R-A-T-R-Y, frattery. It's just people descended from a common ancestor. That's all that is. Yeah, very, very straightforward for a real weird word. So there you go, Pilkster. Rare, I'm gonna simp Hibike Euphonium until it's reviewed at Kumiko. You get, therapy, actually. You get therapy. Congratulations.
Oh, thank God. We all need it after this.
Truly. You get the most useful one, Rare Kumiko. We get Juan Horitos, you get pottery. You just get some pottery.
Oh, that's nice. That's lovely.
Just like a real nice vase.
Hell yeah.
Killer Queen Requiem. You get a partier. You just get, this is Blake. He loves to party. Cha. All right. Then we have Enrique Perez Torres. Enrique, you get something less fun. You get atrophy, Enrique.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Your body is crumbling.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Yeah, not great. MT the Poet, you get a trophy. Congrats. A trophy. Real nice. Real pleasant
atrophy
there.
to a trophy. The fuck? I feel like there's a clear winner and loser here.
Tevin Poole, you get beautiful poetry that Sean will recite now.
You can't just put me on the spot like that.
We're waiting, Sean. Come on.
Fuck. Oh God. Fuck. Poetry.
There it is, a beautiful poem. Dedicated sadist.
It's snowing on Mount Fuji. There you go.
You get T-poi. What the fuck is T-poi?
Is that like T-posing?
Okay. It gives me the word T-poi, and then it's like, no definitions found for T-poi.
Fuck?
What's T-poi? What does the dedicated sadist get? Oh, okay. It is a 3-legged table that holds a tea caddy. It's a T-poi. For all your tea. We have Frack Me, Mr. Peanut Butter. You are getting, you want to be fracked? Well, there is some ropery to assist with that. Some good old ropery. We have Ross Palmer. Ross Palmer, real simple. You're getting a top hat. You're just getting a top hat, my boy. Then, wait, Ross Palmer, you don't get a top hat. Fuck you. You are a tier above. All right, let's move on to a tier above. We get to the Chef Namuska.
You gave him a top hat and then took it away.
Yeah, I've robbed you of your top hat. To the Chef Namuska, to your Corey in the house. I don't know, man. It's a clusterfuck. Everyone now is going to get, well, because the show was all about me, you get an anagram of my name.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Great. Awesome. Oh man, this is gonna be our most hated episode. I can't wait.
It's so bad. All right, so Ross Palmer, you don't get a top hat. Instead, you get methanogenic. Yeah, there we go. Methanogenic.
Okay.
It's adjective. It produces methane.
Oh.
You're farting. Ross, I've taken your top hat and made you fart.
Oh God, what a shitty thing to do.
Oh, this is the worst one we've ever done. All right, then we have Emoto Ahigao Uwu Waluigi for life. Oh, you get interchanges. You get just a couple of interchanges. Useful if you're on the freeway.
Yeah. God, man, I can't wait to have no Patreon next week. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be great.
Receiving such fucking high quality here. Harshly judges Rem for disliking coffee. You should harshly judge me for whatever this is going. And fittingly, I'm giving you egocentrism. How fucking fitting. Good God.
God, I feel like that's just you in a nutshell, isn't it?
Almighty sinner. Let's flip the coin. Also fitting. Hate mongers. You get hate mongers beating at your door I do every day. Then we have Zachary Shirley has a football team made out of golden retriever puppies. It's not in the rule book that I can't. You and all of your golden retriever puppies, you are getting cinema goers. A rabble of cinema goers. They're all waiting to see the cinema, and they want to see the movie that your golden retrievers are in. Touchy Diplomat, all lowercase. Touchy Diplomat, you are going to get schmearing.
I beg your pardon?
Schmearing.
Please tell me that's something good and wholesome and not something god-awful.
It's to flatter or ingratiate oneself with someone.
Oh, okay.
So
that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, you're just so charming, Touchy Diplomat. You're smearing all over.
Oh, no. It got bad. It got bad, man.
Silicon Spectre. Silicon Spectre, you are getting generations. You are getting time itself. You are getting eternal youth. Congratulations. And last but not least, we have Touchy Diplomat. Touchy Diplomat, capital T, remembers the school days he spent alone. And as you remember those, I want you. You have a monarchist. Congratulations. For the royal crown. There we are. The worst we've ever done here. Oh my God.
We'll make it up to you guys next week. We promise. We're so sorry. Jesus, this is the worst.
It's real bad.
Thank God people skip the Patreon content. Jesus.
And if you'd like to contact us directly, whether it's for a comment, question, feedback, or blatant criticism of what the fuck are we doing, then you can tweet us at AnimeConPod on Twitter or send an email over onto animeoutofcontext@gmail.com.
Once again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, don't fuck your sister.
So I start asking her about, it's very clear my sister wants to fuck me. I think she takes it as a flirty thing, but I'm really just trying to fuck guys her age, also in the 5th grade.